Oh, finally some titanium ore. I've been looking for this stuff for hours. Alright, I'm done. Call me if you need me.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this Mechanization update video. In this video, I will be covering the progression update to Mechanization, which aims to make the function script more interesting in a survival setting. In order to do this, I have reworked almost every single recipe in the game, and due to the sheer scope of this change, I will not be showing most of the recipes in this video. However, I have created an in-depth wiki that has all of the recipes on it, as well as in-depth descriptions of each item. A link for the wiki will be in the description of this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the first major change in the progression update. Perhaps the most important change to Mechanization is the introduction of custom ore generation. These custom ores will be generated in your world upon installing the function script. I'd like to point out that the algorithm starts at 0, and spreads out from there, and therefore moving away very quickly or teleporting away can prevent the algorithm from generating ores at your new location. Therefore, if you want to guarantee ore generation at a given location, you should move there at a steady pace and not too quickly. Currently, there are 4 types of ores in the game. Copper ore, which is an uncommon ore found between Y32 and Y64. Tin ore, which is also an uncommon ore found between Y16 and Y48. Uranium ore, which is a rare ore found between Y0 and Y24. And titanium ore, which is a very rare ore found between Y0 and Y16. Now when you finally find these ores, they're not refined in a normal vanilla furnace. Instead, you refine them by right-clicking with a flint and steel. This will give you their respective ingots. In addition, they can be refined in the ore grinder to get triple the output like you can for normal ores. I'd also like to take this moment to point out that the ore grinder has been updated and is no longer jammed when the output slot has something in it. So let's go ahead and move on to what you can do with these new ingots. While some recipes in the progression update for Mechanization will use the normal ingots you get from the ores, most recipes will use advanced alloys, which you can get in a new machine, the alloy furnace. For 20 kilojoules a second, the alloy furnace will turn various materials into new alloys. For example, 1 copper and 1 tin gives you 1 bronze. Over here we can see all of the recipes. 1 copper, 1 tin equals 1 bronze. 8 redstone dust. 1 copper ingot and 2 gold ingots gives you 1 conductive alloy. 1 iron ingot, 4 coal gives you 1 steel ingot. And 4 nether quartz, 1 tin ingot, 4 lapis lazuli will give you 1 structural alloy. 4 diamonds, 16 lapis lazuli, and 4 emeralds will give you a crystal composite. 16 nether quartz, 4 titanium ingots, and 1 nether star will give you another alloy. 32 dragon's breath, 4 titanium ingots, and 16 ender pearls will give you 1 ender alloy. Now that we've gone over how to get these new alloys, let's see some of the new machines introduced with the progression update that you can craft with them. The progression update to Mechanization adds in 5 new machines. The first machine I will cover is the quantum battery. The quantum battery works somewhat like an ender chest, and that its energy storage is wirelessly shared across all other quantum batteries that are set to the same frequency. This means that you can wirelessly transmit power across any distance and even across dimensions by having 1 quantum battery in one location that accepts power, and then having another quantum battery in another location that transmits power. In order to change the frequency of the quantum battery, you can right-click with a machine wrench. You can see in the bottom left that the frequency has been changed to 1, 2, 3, etc. There are currently 10 frequencies available to set your quantum battery to. Shift right-clicking with the machine wrench will break the quantum battery like normal. The next machine is the block breaker. The block breaker is somewhat unique in that it is not itself a block, but instead acts as a sort of null chamber in which any block placed inside is broken. This uses 40 kilojoules per block. This pairs well with a cobblestone generator, in that you can push blocks inside with a piston and have them broken. The next machine is a bit of a fun one. This is the gravity manipulator. You can toggle its modes by right-clicking with a machine wrench. There are currently 3 modes: gravity neutralized, which allows you to float in the air, gravity reversed, which allows you to fly, and gravity increased, which essentially prevents you from jumping up 1 block gaps. The next machine we have here is the teleporter. The teleporter will teleport you to another random teleporter that is set to the same frequency. You can change the frequency by rotating the items in the frame. Make sure that whenever you have 2 teleporters that the item rotations are the same. When you step on the teleporter, it'll charge up for a few seconds, and then teleport you. I should note that this does not work cross-dimensionally, but it does work in other dimensions, so you can teleport to 2 different locations in the Nether. There is one other drawback though, in which both teleporters have to be chunk loaded. However, this is where the next block comes in. The chunk loader. For 300 kilojoules a second, the chunk loader will keep a 3x3 chunk area loaded at all times. This is persistent, which means that even if you quit and rejoin the world, the chunk loader will resume loading the chunks. However, this does not work cross-dimensionally, so if you place a chunk loader in the Nether, it will not work in loading the chunks. So that about wraps it up for all of the stuff added in the progression update to Mechanization. Be sure to let me know what you think, and if you have any suggestion for future updates, please let me know.